For up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
Good morning. 5 years after that major firearms and drugs seizure. How? Security guards shot in a robbery. And the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection investigating that fuel spill in Adelaide. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Gardner will be here, filling in for Chester Robards today. Also this morning, we'll get an update on the National Youth Guard program. And a whole lot more coming up in business on BPL. That's all straight ahead, but first, it's time for the Overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international news this morning. And in the overnight, 30-year-old locksmith Tuesday sentenced to a collective 5 years in prison after admitting to dealing in drugs and firearms. Kyle Carter faced a potential maximum sentence for the firearms offenses when he appeared before Chief Magistrate Roberta Reckley, along with his 60-year-old mother, Cheryl Key. They were jointly charged with firearm possession with intent to supply, drug possession with intent to supply, possession of component parts of firearms, possession of ammunition with intent to supply, and possession of body armor. Carter was driving a black Mr. Locke van on May 15th when he encountered traffic officers who stopped him for reckless driving. The officers noticed that Carter had 3 outstanding warrants and found a small quantity of hydroponic marijuana in the vehicle. A subsequent search of the home Carter shared with his mother, Key, off Sandlands Village Road, uncovered 15 firearms, 565 rounds of ammunition, assorted magazines, 157.5 pounds of hydroponic marijuana, 41 high-powered rifles. And marijuana gummies and 190 THC vape pens. Carter pleaded guilty to the charges while Key pleaded not guilty. In passing sentence, Reckley said the volume of guns showed that Carter was engaged in the selling of firearms, a merchant of death. Those were his words. Reckley said that many people didn't know that firearms offenses attracted a maximum sentence of 10 years. Carter was sentenced to 5 years each for the firearms-related charges. He received 2 and 3 years. He received sentences of 2 and 3 years for the drug charges. He will only serve 5 years in prison, as his sentences will run concurrently. As for Key, her bail was set at $9,500 with 1 or 2 sureties. She has to sign in twice monthly at the Elizabeth Estates Police Station and returns to court on June 18th. Also this morning, 2 security officers carrying deposit bags were robbed and shot outside Lowe's Pharmacy in the Palmdale Shopping Plaza yesterday. Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernandez visited the scene with a team of senior officers and said the shooting was bold. He said the security officers who work for a private firm were about to walk to a bank shortly after 1 p.m. when a car stopped next to them. Fernandez said a gunman exited the car and demanded that the men hand over the deposit bags. He said the security officers had collected the deposits from a business. 2 days after images circulating on social media prompted concern, government officials confirming a fuel spill in the area of Adelaide Road on New Providence. The Department of Environmental Planning and Protection says was taking steps to address it. In a statement, DEPP said that it was made aware of that possible fuel leak and that officers visited the site and that they can confirm the presence of fuel in the wetland area and that initial steps had been taken to contain the fuel. The search continues for a missing teen. It's been nearly a week since Tashana Thompson saw her son, 16-year-old Devin Isaacs, had been with his family on Wednesday night, but when Thompson woke early Thursday morning, he was nowhere to be found. Thompson says she believes Devin left home voluntarily with someone thinking he would return home. A Marco alert was sent out over the week. Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez, responding to criticisms about this over the week, yesterday, said that the Marco alert is meant to be used for young children, but they felt it was important to use it in this case. Overseas, Norway, Ireland, and Spain say that they are recognizing a Palestinian state, an historic but largely symbolic move that deepens Israel's isolation more than 7 months into its grinding war against Hamas in Gaza. The announcement is coming as the chief prosecutor in the International Criminal Court is seeking arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his defense minister, and the International Court of Justice is considering allegations of genocide that Israel has strenuously denied. Palestinians welcoming the announcement as an affirmation of their decades-long quest for statehood in East Jerusalem, the West Bank, and the Gaza Strip, territories Israel seized in the 1967 Mideast War and still controls. Israel recalled its ambassadors to the three countries and summoned their envoys, accusing the Europeans of rewarding the militant Hamas group for its October 7th attack that triggered the war. In sports, following some very competitive GSSA soccer championships, the government schools are ready for the high school nationals this week, looking to claim both the boys and girls titles. In the junior girls championship on Friday, the H.O. Nash Lions took down the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves 1-0. In the junior boys championship game, the Timberwolves blanked the S.C. McPherson Sharks 2-0, and the C.R. Walker Knights emerged victorious in the senior girls division, defeating the Aaron Bailey Pacers 3-0 in the senior boys division. And in the senior boys division was the Timberwolves outlasting the GHS, Government High School Magic, 2-1. The Knights and Pacers will represent the government schools in the high school soccer nationals, and they'll be joined by the Timberwolves. Timberwolves and Magic automatically advancing to the high school soccer nationals in the boys division, and they'll be joined by the Knights. And from the NBA, Jason Tatum scoring 36 points. Jaylen Brown hitting 3 to force overtime and that helped the Boston Celtics edge past the Indiana Pacers 133-128 in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. First look at weather brought to you by Easy Car Sales. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for South Andros, Cat Island, the Exumas, Long Island, Ragged Island, and their adjacent waters. That's in effect until 7:30 this morning. The Department of Meteorology says that the showers and embedded thunderstorms moving across these areas, and that showers and thunderstorms are associated with the combination of a mid to upper level trough interacting with tropical moisture moving southwards across the Bahamas. Some of these showers and thunderstorms are going to be strong to severe at times, causing gusty winds, dangerous lightning, heavy downpours, and possible hail and waterspout activity. Again, that's in effect until 7:30 this morning. We'll have your full forecast coming up in just a bit. This first look at weather brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Do you think you can't afford a new electric vehicle? Well, think again. Easy Car Sales has many models of affordable EVs competitively priced to suit your pocketbook and your lifestyle. And every electric car comes with your personal home charger. There's an EV waiting for you at Easy Car Sales. Find it on easy242.com. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery, we're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, filling in for Chester Robards, we have Laverne Gardner. Laverne Gardner, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for being here this morning. We appreciate it.
welcome.
Oh, we have a lot to talk about this morning. Coming up, we're going to be getting an update on the National Youth Guard, and find out where things stand with this at this point. And then later in business, a lot to talk about, especially with BPL, the latest on what this summer might look like for consumers, and more in business. But right now, let's talk about what else is in the news. And in the news, Laverne, it's almost fate that you're here today, because just last week, Thursday, right, we were talking about what they're doing in Turks and Caicos, and how for one bullet you
Thought
could
of
get
that as I was listening to your report.
14,
We have
what,
people
12 to
who
14
have,
years.
We have people in Turks and Caicos awaiting trial or ruling, facing 12 years for
One bullet.
one bullet, eh?
Yeah. And yet in the Bahamas,
And yet
you could be
we
prepared to arm the whole military for another country, and you could get 5 years.
drugs.
And drugs. And drugs.
And you face 5 years.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Wow. So here's the story: 5 years for firearms and drugs. Remember this is last week, that big haul. Our Artesia Davis writing about this. A 30-year-old locksmith sentenced to a collective 5 years in prison after admitting to dealing in drugs and firearms. Kyle Carter faced a potential maximum sentence for the firearms offenses when he appeared before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley, along with his 60-year-old mother, Cheryl Key. They were jointly charged with firearm possession with intent to supply, drug possession with intent to supply, possession of component parts of firearms, possession of ammunition with intent to supply, and possession of body armor. Body armor, okay. Carter was driving a black Mr. Lock van, I don't know what that is, on May 15th when he encountered traffic officers who stopped him for reckless driving. So he's also driving recklessly on the streets. This is just, boy, a menace. The officers noticed that Carter had 3 outstanding warrants and found a small quantity of hydroponic marijuana in the vehicle. A subsequent search of the home Carter shared with Key, his mother, off Sandlands Village Road, uncovered 15 firearms, 565 rounds of ammunition, assorted magazines, 157.5 pounds of hydroponic marijuana, 41 marijuana gummies, and 190 THC vape pens. Now, this is, I don't know if this is like a Freudian slip here, but whoever laid out the paper, The Jump, says you must go to the article. They titled it Death. Nobody died here, but I'm sure somebody probably has died at the hands of these folks here. But anyway, let's continue reading. Carter pleaded guilty to the charges, while Key pleaded not guilty. In passing sentence, Reckley said the volume of guns showed that Carter was engaged in the selling of firearms, a, quote, merchant of death, so to speak. That's what he said. That's what he called him. Merchant of death. 5 years, folks. Reckley said that many people didn't know that firearms offenses attracted a maximum sentence of 10 years. 10 years maximum. Carter was sentenced to 5 years each for the firearms-related charges. He received sentences of 2 and 3 years for the drug charges. He will only serve 5 years in prison, as his sentences will run concurrently. So let's stop right there. So do they have to run concurrently? Is that the law? Because this is as we said, this is the favorite C word in the Bahamas. Do they have to? I mean, you could get 10 max.
I don't think it's the favorite C word.
You sure?
We'll not talk about that now.
Well, it's supplanted the other one.
Yeah, but right. That's a great question, Dwight. Does it have to, does every time someone is sentenced, like with more than one charge, do their sentences have to run concurrently? And how is it after being found with all of these things, all of this, he does not get the maximum? The maximum is 10 years. How does he not get the maximum?
He had outstanding warrants, too. I don't understand it. This is insane. As for Key, the mother, her bail was set at $9,500 with one or two sureties. Because there's no way you could know that all of this was all of this was in your house, right? Right? Unless is what they have, like a west wing, east wing, 3 stories. How would you not know? She has to sign in twice monthly at the Elizabeth Estates Police Station and returns to court on June 18th for a status hearing to see if prosecutors intend to proceed against her. Key was represented by Tonique Lewis and Rizard Humes. Yeah. Okay. What are we going to do? This is insane. Same paper. Security guards shot in robbery at Palmdale Plaza.
Exactly.
Same paper. Murder's up. One paper says 13%, the other one says 17%, but we know it's up. It's up no matter what. Same
Right.
paper.
And what was the weapon?
Oh, it's guns. Who loves guns more than Bahamians? What are we going to do?
I
So-
don't know, because this is crazy to me.
Obviously, we aren't serious because we could fix this. And again, somebody needs to explain concurrently, what is that all about? Why?
Why?
And then the lawyers-
Firearms,
Yeah, the lawyer's going to come.
565 rounds,
My God.
magazines. Let's just stop there.
And body armor.
And body armor. Let's just, even if we, let's not even, we're not even focusing on the drugs, right? Just that alone. And every day you have people talking about getting guns off the streets and the crime
Yeah.
and the violence.
Jokes. They're not
And-
serious.
And
Clearly
this
not.
Gentleman
And
is
people
caught with all of this.
yeah.
And the only thing he's on his sentence, the maximum sentence is 10,
Mm-hmm.
but you only give him 5 for each weapon. Because when you started and I heard 5 for each, I was like, okay, I'm doing the multiplication. And then you say the word. But his sentence, he's going to serve it concurrently. So I need to understand how does this work. I need more people to be in an uproar, but more than that, I need, if this is what's happening, clearly we need to fix this law.
But yes, exactly. Fix the law. And who does that? The lawmakers. What are they doing? Everything but that.
I don't know what they're doing, but I'm going to need them to stop whatever it is, whatever shenanigans what's happening now. And I'm going to need, because you cannot be serious about crime and getting guns off the streets. And we have laws like this. And then we are passing down sentences where people are serving them concurrently. That is a slap on the wrist. That isn't even a slap on the wrist.
It's like blowing
I
on the
don't
wrist.
even know how to describe it.
Blowing on the wrist.
That's a handshake or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's hear from you folks. This is insane. Again, right next door, 12 years for one bullet because they are sick and tired. They don't want to become the Bahamas. And what are we doing? Concurrently. I tell you, replace the Commonwealth word with the concurrent or the concurrency, I don't know what word to say, of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Just because this is insane. What is this? All right, let's hear from you. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. And I don't want to hear the things from the lawyers about, first offense, you could, Oh, he
Look
pleaded.
what they like. I can't even wrap my mind
Yeah.
around that, Dwight.
Well, they're going to say he pleaded guilty, and so
So what does that mean? Like when you plead,
Mm-hmm. You
because
get off.
again, I'm not, I don't know the gun laws. So, or how the law works in that sense. So if you plead guilty, then the maximum amount of time is decreased, or if someone pleads
Yeah, they
guilty
work with
because
you.
they plead guilty,
You're
you
saving
don't
the
give
court's
them the
time.
maximum sentence.
Yeah, maybe. That happens
So
a
it's
lot.
like a reward.
I guess. You didn't waste the court's time. You didn't provide us with a file that we're going to lose at some point. So, you saved a lot of paper. Oh, boy. All right, let's hear from you. Got a lot of text messages. Let's go to this call. Good morning, caller. What say you on this?
Hey, Dwight. Good morning. How are you?
All right, well, frustrated.
I can hear that, and I actually can understand why. Good morning to Laverne.
Good morning.
Morning, Dwight. First, let's ask: was the magistrate constrained in this circumstances? Was there opportunity for the magistrate to come up with a more extensive kind of sentencing?
Well, he
That's
said the
first
max is 10 years
thing.
for gun.
So you are saying to me, based on that comment, that even the magistrate decided in this case to not allot the maximum, considering the severity and the multiplicity of the offense.
Well, I'm being told that a guilty plea is an automatic 1/3 reduction in the sentence.
Okay, so we are saying then that the magistrate is constrained, because that's what I want to understand first, because we've seen cases, Dwight, where the magistrate themselves facilitated lenient sentences in certain cases that, in when you look at it, they could have allotted more extensive time. And so I think that's the first thing that needs to be addressed, that there was one point in time when the magistrates were compelled with certain minimums. So I think that should be addressed, particularly for these severe cases. This guy had body armor. He had drugs in his possession. He was complicit because his mom was seemed to have been charged also. It's just so many things to suggest that something is wrong when he can walk away with just that. There are loopholes in the system that allows him to walk away.
Yeah,
with
our lawmakers have boxed us into corners, and they need to fix it. But again, I need someone to explain why everybody is being sentenced concurrently.
Right.
What is that about?
That is the other thing that I was going to speak to, is that added to the automatic reduction for guilty plea comes the ability to have the sentences run concurrently, which, whatever it means, it amounts to a reduction again. So these are things that needs to be addressed. And I understand, I think it was a week ago that the lawmakers were supposed to be meeting to address the leniencies and improve the kind of penalties for these kind of related crimes. I'm hoping I will reserve my comment on the lawmakers until we see the outcome of what I understand the Davis administration is setting out to do. And hopefully that is soon. Have a good day, Dwight.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. All right, let's read some of your text messages. Continue to call in, though. This person says here, you all realize that the magistrate can only give up to 5 years maximum sentence no matter what. Well, the magistrate's at 10. But again, wow. And yes, a fifth American has been arrested in the Turks and Caicos for bullets in her back. A woman from Orlando. Yep, we heard about that. That must be a thing. Unless that's, can we imagine? What, do you think there's a bunch of tourists here with lots of ammunition in their luggage here? Is that, or just Turks and Caicos magnet attracting those folks? What do you think's going on? Very strange. This person says here, the gentleman who was convicted on these firearms charges, okay, he only received 5 years. What? In the Bahamas, everything is mixed up. The MPs here do the work of local government officials and do not pass or review laws in a timely fashion. I'm very surprised at that sentence for firearm possession and intent to supply. Arms dealer. Why didn't the mother get any time, though? They're going to court, they're going to trial with her. Okay. It's often said that court cases are lost or thrown out due to poor evidence or investigation or insufficient evidence. However, when one considers the punishment of this matter resulting from good police follow-through and mounting evidence, it is totally understandable. What am I missing here? Did you understand that?
No, read that again. Read it again.
It's often said that court cases are lost or thrown out due to poor investigation or insufficient evidence. However, when one considers the punishment of this matter resulting from good police follow-through and mounting evidence, it is totally understandable.
No.
I think they're anyway. Okay.
Maybe it was a typo.
It's too early. I think I get what they're saying. But okay. That's why I said before the last election, I'm done with both of these parties. None of them are serious. 5 years, what a big joke. Invite the National Security Minister on and put this concurrent stupidness to him. Let's hear his response. The Commissioner of Police has been saying this is for firearms. Yes, he has. Many people have. And yet here we are.
And here we are.
What do they do in the House?
15 firearms and 565 rounds later.
All they do is argue about what somebody did 5 years ago and 5 years before that.
But you didn't do. No, you did. You did that. No, you didn't do it. This is what we're doing, right? About everything. Or not answering questions.
Yeah.
Or throwing chairs. But we have these kinds of laws that still exist. Even a guilty plea, like the reduction in sentence with a guilty plea, has to be reviewed. It can't just be applied straight across the board. You have to look at the severity of the crime.
This person says there's something's terribly wrong with the justice system in the Bahamas. We need to start investigating these magistrate. Well, no. It's the laws. It's the laws. It's the laws.
The magistrates, judges, they have to work within the confines of the law.
Yeah.
They can't go rogue.
Yeah. It's
and
not
just
them.
dole out whatever ruling they personally see fit in that sense. They are guided by the law.
Yeah. So actually, the only people we can blame, you have to look in the mirror. Because the next time you see your MP and you're smiling up in his face or her face and don't ask them about this, it's on you. It's on me. It's on all of us. Because they don't think this is really a big deal, obviously. Let's hear from you. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
And good morning, Lauren.
Good morning.
Yes, Dwight and Lauren. You remember a couple of years ago in Freeport, they were firing some guns, and the person who they had allegedly connected to that. I never heard anything about what happened to that case, right? And then I don't know if you guys remember the situation. What happened in the prime? They locked up somebody in the Prime Minister's office for guns and drug possession. You never heard nothing about that, right? And so today, right, it only confirms to me that this status quo nation, these status quo managers, right, they are only interested in keeping what's happening in this system happening. Because here it is, a clear-cut situation to send out a message to the world, not just to the Bahamas, but to the world. Clear-cut case, Yes, they went right back in being status quo managers. right? We are not interested in changing nothing to work in this country, especially for the masses, right? We are only interested in once we can eloquently swing people with speeches, right? Like they've been doing for 50 years, right? Just sounding good, but doing nothing is all our leaders is all about. They status quo abolishers, right? So, Dwight, just like you indicated, Takes and Cake is giving you 12 years for one bullet. The fella, this fella, I think I heard you all said he had 500 shots. You know this, so that's potentially 500 persons could have been lives could have been lost had those bullets them get out there, possibly, right? So our only problem we have in this country, Dwight and Lorraine, our only problem we have in this country, right, is the leaders who lead this country in the name of these status quo parties, Dwight and Lorraine. These people have no love for this country, and what they want us to do, they want us to change ourselves, right? They don't want to make no changes. Law, you're supposed to be in fear of the law. They don't want to put nothing to make us or to make the citizens fearful of committing acts, man.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot. So this is why I need to know about concurrently, because he pleaded guilty, that knocked off automatically time, right? But again, all these charges.
A third of the sentence?
All these charges. Charged with firearm possession with intent to supply, that's 1. Drug possession with intent to supply, 2. Possession of component parts for firearms, 3. Possession of ammunition with intent to supply, 4. And 5, possession of body armor. That's not even including the drugs, as you said earlier, right? So that, let's just say 5 times 5, that's 25 years. No, it can't work like that. Can't be consecutive. No. What is the issue? Why? He pleaded.
Why does it have to be?
He pleaded guilty.
concurrently?
Got to give him a break.
And that's why he pleaded guilty. Pleaded guilty because he's like, okay, let me serve these 5 years.
Is there?
And it's our 5 years. Our 5 years is in 12 months.
I know
right?
they're trying to change that. I don't know if it's
happened
yet.
But okay, don't throw in what you're trying to change.
It might have happened already.
Now.
It might have happened
as it
already.
stands right now, is our 5 years 12 months or is it not?
I cannot say for sure, but that was that's one thing I heard Wayne Monroe speak about, trying to change that. So yeah. But I need to understand. Is it because of prison overcrowding? Is it because of the conditions? What is the reason we don't do consecutive? What is the reason? I don't think I've ever heard it, but always concurrent. But people are getting sentenced in the States to 250 years because all the charges run consecutively.
And I mean, like they will say that you were sentenced to 250 years. We know, just say life, right?
Well, it's multiple charges, so and
But
each one of those won't get you life.
You in jail for life.
Yeah. Always the extremes around us, always. All right, let's get these calls in, and then we'll get back to your messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Laverne. How you doing, ma'am?
Good morning.
Hi, Dwight. I think, too, your previous text has highlighted some things that are critical. The first being the officers. Other than just the weapons that they found in the car, they did additional work to come across the cache that they did. That gives the commissioner of police a little bit of credit in my book in this particular instance. Because what do we run to? The police doing this, the police doing that, the police doing the next thing. And like you just said previously about the differences between consecutive and concurrent, all right? What powers then? I don't think that's a national security conversation. I think that's an attorney general conversation on what the laws speak to, because the national security minister oversees our armed forces. Maybe the attorney general or somebody responsible for prosecutions, it presents an opportunity to bring them on, if they'll accept. I don't know how that works for you guys at Guardian Radio, to explain to citizens now exactly what that means. Because like the gentleman said before, 565 bullets. Could you imagine what that looks like out in the international media if every single bullet impacted somebody in terms of loss of life? So maybe it's an opportunity to bring the attorney to exactly what the laws are, because the PM released this statement recently about their hard stance on crime, but it did not include what is now being discussed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you
very
for allowing me
much.
to contribute
Yeah.
that.
We'll see if they take the invite. Okay. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing well. Turn on your radio, or if something's going on in the background there.
You hear me? Oh.
It's a bit better.
Yes. Pleasant good morning to everybody. I think the big problem is people. I mean, the human people in the country, you just too laid back, too relaxed on taking what the government hand down. Secondly, my first thought when I heard Mr. Monroe was going to be Minister of National Security, I said, either it's going to be the best thing or the worst thing that happened to us. And so far, it seemed to be one of the worst things because he knows the system better than anybody.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I would just say it's neutral. There's been no movement. I don't know if I would say things have gotten any worse. This is how it's always been.
Exactly, but that's like saying I bring a plumber into a plumbing situation, and he does the same thing what a carpenter do. I expect a little better of the plumber, right? What I'm saying with Mr. Monroe, I mean, he came from that field, especially like 5 years. I mean, really 5 years, and it's just crazy, man. Human people just need to wake up to say, look here. It's just unthinkable that these kind of stuff was going on in the country. That's why nobody is in fear of any consequences. And we wonder why the young people fear the people on the street more than they fear the laws of the country. Sometimes we need to wake up and try come together as a country and put right where right is, starting with our leaders.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, let's read some messages as we get ready to take some more calls and then another break. This person says here, I totally agree that this needs legislative intervention. The chief magistrate seems to have given the max his powers provide for. Luckily, he didn't plead not guilty and elect to be tried in the Supreme Court in 2030. Ha! If he's lucky, 2030. Oh, my goodness. Criminal lawyer is the PM and crime is worse than it's ever been. Well, worse. Okay. Well, as bad. Mm-hmm. Pathetic excuses for legislative reforms, and we have what we have. This administration dissolved the House last October, claiming a renewed focus, and now can't even show that they had an original plan for anything besides PR stunts. This is how we're running a whole country. Sad. Time to make... Oh, wait. Did I lose that? I have to read that one. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? Time to make Morning Blend a cooking show because we're not serious, bro. Laverne, will you fly in for that? A morning cooking show. The thing Bahamians love to do, cook and eat. Okay. Good work. Definitely be less stressful. Could you imagine if he pleaded guilty, he could be yet another one out on bail? No, you mean if he had not pleaded guilty? That's what you mean.
Right.
On bail with ankle bracelets and guns in his pants, getting gunned down in the streets. The situation's ridiculous. Well, we don't have any evidence that he himself did anything to anybody. It's just, as the magistrate called him, a merchant of death. That's all. He's just, a vessel.
I wonder how the magistrate, after saying that, and then this is the only time that you could give, after calling someone the merchant of death, and then you still turn around and it's only 5 years.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Boy.
It's so disheartening, man.
Can you imagine other people who... Oh, man. Oh, boy. Anyway, did the police question where he got the guns from? It's obvious that gun smugglers are protected in this country. I bet if foreign police were to come here, they could find and line up the gun smugglers in one day. Okay.
And then what? Even if they did that, then what? They gotta go before the court
And probably get five
for
years.
these laws that exist now.
For 5 years. Yeah. And then come back with a bigger operation when they get out. From day one. Networking in the corrections facility. Dwight, you see, when people call our country corrupt, we get mad, but it is what it is. I will never take a security job without being allowed to carry a firearm. That means you won't be working here. Okay. This is a banana republic we are running. Again, the Moses, nothing will ever get better in this country until they are all voted out. Well, with all those guns, drugs, and bullets, he should have gotten at least 30 years. You'd think. The justice system is failing us. We have chaos ensuing in our society, and we're not making an example of the offenders. This person was a dealer. The items in his possession weren't just for him. He intended to sell them. That should be the maximum sentence there. And his mother should go to jail because we need relatives not to harbor criminals and support illicit behavior. She should be an example. Well, she has a case, so let's see what happens. Maybe she will say she didn't. No. From what I've seen here at the airport, tourists are rarely searched. Who knows what could be in their bags? It could be like TCI, I mean. They have to go through.
You're right.
Go through.
Who knows what's in their bags?
So here's the thing.
We know what was in.
With the Turks and Caicos rule, the law is very interesting. So even if you declare that you have ammunition in a concealed case, you're going to get in problems in Turks and Caicos. It doesn't
because
matter.
They don't want you to.
They don't want it at all.
They don't want it to come to their country.
Because you could say,
and if you think about it, Dwight, why? Okay, you are going on vacation. You need to have bullets for. And I'm talking about for people who would declare that they haven't.
They just came. They all just came from a hunting trip where they're blowing Bambi's brains out, and so they just came to relax after all of that in the Turks and Caicos.
You don't have,
and they forgot.
Okay, you came to relax. No. I'm not. No, I'm just talking about what you just said. That even if they declare it, I'm trying to figure out. How is that when you are packing to go on vacation? How is that included? Okay, let me make sure that I have my suntan oil. Let me make sure I have my gun. Oh no, I'm not going to bring the gun. Let me make sure I have the bullet.
No. They forgot that they had the little bullets in the little zip part on the side.
I know that, but what I'm saying, you said that even if they declare. They get into problems. I'm saying, why would that have to be something that you declare? Why do you that?
Right. I hear you. They never travel without them. It's like, don't leave home without it. That's when you love them. When you love them more than life itself, literally.
Maybe.
You will always have them around.
You got 5 years. Well,
they chose the wrong country. Come to the Bahamas, not the Turks and Caicos Islands, if you love guns and ammunition. We're much more lenient Americans. Come on down. Right. This person says it's a spit in the face to everyone who's experienced loss due to gun violence, drugs sold to children as candy, and every law-abiding citizen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's more than a spit in the face.
What are those officers, right?
Yeah.
Those officers who you put them over, you found a quantity of marijuana, you say, you know what? You have outstanding warrants, you have a quantity of marijuana, we're going to search your house. Search the house, all of this, they do all of this, and then 5 years.
What are we going to do? This is a text. As a people, absolutely nothing. We are allowing these politicians, all on both sides, to do nothing. These laws can change, but they just don't want to. Something is wrong. This guy should have been charged as a terrorist. They are terrorizing this place. Wow. Let's take these calls and then we'll go to the break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Dwight, and good morning, Laverne. How y'all doing?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Dwight, I'm sure Laverne would make a wonderful cook if they was ever planned to cook it.
I bet. I've never had her food before. Laverne, why is that?
Laverne sounds like a very intelligent lady. I'm sure she knows how to put spices and stuff together. Yes, sir. But when it comes to the police taking you home to search you, I think it's police protocol. Like once they find certain contraband on you in the public, that they're supposed to take you home and search you home. You know, I think that's police policy. TCI with that bullet thing, I mean, don't be surprised if they acquiesce. But TCI is still under British rule, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. And I totally agree with Laverne when she was talking about the severity, Dwight, and also with you when you were talking about the concurrent thing, man, because it doesn't really make sense. Because like in the terms of like say marijuana, an individual caught with 1 ounce shouldn't have the same penalty as an individual caught with 10 pounds. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I feel as if even though Laverne was saying that like what will happen to individuals if they was able to catch the suppliers, right? I feel as if you get caught with a gun, right? That you should be it should be required of you to say where you got it from, unless you made it yourself, which unfortunately it seems as if.
I mean, how do you get them to say that? What are you prepared to do to make them talk?
No, but obviously you got it from somewhere because, like I said before, unless you can prove you made it yourself, which is like something that they may be able to do now with this 3D printing, right?
Mm.
But if
so what? We'll knock off 2 more years if you tell us who your supplier is.
Yeah, well, no, what I mean, but what I'm trying, yeah, but I mean, well, yeah, like you might get a little leniency as opposed to getting a maximum outright, right? But if you refuse to like admit where you got it from, then there will be an additional penalty to the maximum.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
You understand where I come from? Because, like, in this case right here, this gentleman, I mean, they should really have learn how he was able to acquire all of those armaments. You know what I mean? And in his case, a guilty plea shouldn't matter because when you get caught red-hot-handed, you don't need a guilty plea. You understand where I come from? Because it's obvious that you had these things. You know what I mean? Now if someone has admits to something that the evidence is not really clear, and then they admit to a guilty plea, then you could say, okay, work with them a little bit. But I feel as if now we must acquire these things from because we don't make these things, and you didn't make it yourself. So where did you get it from? And if you're not willing to say where you got it from, then that's even an additional problem for you. But like I said before, unfortunately now it seems as if individuals will be able to soon be making their own. But like I said before, Dwight, I totally agree with you. The concurrent thing is a problem, and I agree with Laverne that the severity of the crime should matter. But like I said before, we need to get to where and how these things are coming in, because if these people admit to how they are coming in, then we'll be able to get a better idea of how they are coming in and be able to spread the little intelligence even more around that particular way and avenue that they are bringing it in. But thank you very much. And like I say, Dwight, I sure Laverne will make a good cook, man.
Yeah, we're going to try it one day. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. Let's read these messages as we go to the break. This person says here, let me help you with magistrates running sentences concurrently. The magistrate court can only 5 years maximum. So, for example, if you are found with 10 guns, the magistrate can sentence you. Where did it go? The magistrate can only impose you. So if you're found with 10 guns, the magistrate can only sentence you for 5 years for each gun, but it would not be 50 years as it has to run concurrently. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, well, that's dumb. And we need to fix that.
So wait, let me see if I understand that. So because
I don't know. We really need a lawyer to explain this. And then everybody's...
But I'm just trying to understand what they're saying. Because the magistrate can only go as far as 5 years.
Or 10.
They have to do it concurrently, because to do it consecutively would be 50 years, let's say, if it was, 5 years for each weapon. And then that would be beyond what they have the power to do.
Well, there we go. And if that is the case, so this is what they want. This is what they like. This is what all those people you go to rallies for and jump up for and wear their stupid T-shirts for and all that nonsense is what they want. And you getting yourself upset, and me getting upset, hearing these things, and this is how it is. Well, yeah. Well, yeah, he says 10 years is the max. But again, if you plead guilty, you might as well get the key to your cell. Let's go to the news, folks. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and on BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. And at 8:24, it is time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Here's what's happening. That thunderstorm warning has been extended now to 10 a.m. A severe thunderstorm warning in effect for South Andros, Cat Island, Long Island, Ragged Island, and a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for South Acklands from Salina Point to Binnacle Hill, Black Point south to Great Exuma, Mayaguana and the Mayaguana Passage, and the adjacent waters. So this is in effect again till 10 a.m. this morning. It's all as a result of a combination of a mid to upper level trough interacting with tropical moisture moving northeastwards across the Bahamas. And some of these showers are going to be locally heavy and thunderstorms, strong to severe at times. So more on this that we're seeing here today. We've got that mid to upper level trough that continues to produce showers and thunderstorms across the central and southeastern Bahamas. Meanwhile, more stable, drier, and relatively cooler conditions are being experienced across the northwest Bahamas today through tonight. But the heat advisory has ended for the northwest Bahamas. We had comfortable conditions this morning. For the remainder of the Bahamas, though, limit outdoor activities, stay hydrated, and seek shade or air conditioning when possible. The severe weather risk remains elevated for the central and southeast Bahamas, with severe thunderstorms, with hail, heavy downpours, and tornado activity possible. And everybody in the central and southeast Bahamas should keep abreast of all severe weather notices. Flood risks will be elevated in these areas during bouts of heavy and prolonged rainfall events. And due to the recent rains, the threat for bushfire development has reduced quite a bit. So for today, for the northwest Bahamas, we're looking at mostly sunny and warm conditions with a few stray showers. Mostly fair and mild tonight. For the central and southeast Bahamas, cloudy to overcast, hot and humid with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms through tonight. Showers can be heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. Temperature-wise today, we're looking at highs getting up into the 80s only. So quite a break from what we've been experiencing the past few weeks. Highs around 86 Fahrenheit, 30 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 72 Fahrenheit, 22 Celsius. Currently in Nassau, it is about 79, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. In your extended outlook, troughing will linger over the southern islands with bouts of showers and thunderstorms before gradually retreating eastwards through Thursday afternoon. A weak low-pressure system will form northeast of the Turks and Caicos Islands by Thursday night into Friday morning and progressively move off to the northeast. So for tomorrow, Thursday, cloudy to overcast, very warm and humid with scattered showers and thunderstorms across the central and southeastern islands. Partly sunny and very warm with a chance of isolated showers in the afternoon across the northwestern islands. Friday, mostly to partly sunny and warm with isolated showers and thunderstorms across the southeastern island, possible elsewhere. That's your morning blend weather check. Brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints has got you covered for all your painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in-store today. And at 8:28, time for another check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee auto loan with up to 100% financing. In your real-time traffic, got a number of hot spots to tell you about. We've got Mila Butler Highway, heavy traffic from well south of the Fire Trail roundabout, straight through to the roundabout Tonic Williams Darling Highway. Traffic backed up quite a ways along Fire Trail eastbound this morning. Then we've got Gladstone Road. Things are busy there as well. Just north of Fire Trail, you're going to see that long line of traffic heading northbound toward JFK Drive and the roundabout there. We've got some heavy traffic on JFK westbound. This is unusual as you approach the road and Red Berry Road heading into Westridge. That's westbound traffic. Again, not a usual occurrence at this hour. And we've got Blue Hill Road busy near Carmichael. Carmichael looking busy eastbound from about Fire Trail straight through to Blue Hill Road, and especially north of Soldier Road. You're going to be seeing that issue, that heavy traffic in front of you as you approach Independence Drive in the roundabout. Independence Drive also busy for you westbound this morning. Elsewhere, we've got Robinson Road, heavy traffic from Soldier straight through to the intersection with Marathon East-West Highway. And then just a reminder about Prince Charles Drive, where that leak was. It is the lanes are closed. The two inner lanes are closed, west and eastbound, so single lane movements only, and that is causing major delays if you're heading westbound in the mornings and eastbound in the afternoons and evenings. So please exercise patience and courtesy if you're in that area. And Eastern Road is also busy for you from well east of San Souci Road to about Johnson Road if you're heading westbound this morning. That's what we're looking at in your real-time traffic. That's your Morning Blend Traffic Alert brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/carloan/all of you for more information.
RBC. Are you buying a home, renovating, or exploring mortgage options? With cash back and up to 90% financing, we'll find the perfect mortgage for you. Pre-qualify in just 60 seconds and get connected with a mortgage specialist /mortgages/all of you. RBC. Conditions apply.
Doctors Hospital Specialist Clinic is where trusted and best care meets consistency and dedication. Let our expert specialists take you on a healthcare journey where warmth, compassion, and your well-being come first. From diagnosis to prescription, we are with you every step of the way, ensuring your peace of mind. Visit us today at Centerville Medical Center, Collins Avenue and 6th Terrace, and discover quality, compassionate healthcare at Doctors Hospital Specialist Clinic.
Maybe it's time to harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switch. CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
Platoon! Attention! Battle left! Mark time! Left, right, in the government boots, in the government boots.
We are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner filling in for Chester Robards this morning. Chester's going to be with us tomorrow, it seems. Laverne, thank you for being here with us. Are you there?
Good to be
Yeah,
here.
okay, there you are. Coming up, we're going to be getting an update on the National Youth Guard program. That's coming up. And then in business, we're going to be talking with CIBC about mortgages and more. That's coming up. So we're looking forward to it. A lot to get to on this Wednesday morning. Almost said Thursday because Laverne is here. But if only it were Thursday, right? Oh, boy. This unbelievable sentence for a man who seemed to be prepared to supply arms to an army. And 5 years maximum for all those guns, ammunition, and drugs. 5 years. So I'm getting lawyers messaging me to tell me, everything I predicted they would say. Laverne, first offense, he pleaded guilty. Yep. You start from the maximum and you work down, taking all those things into consideration. So, if he'd been, who knows, if he'd been a pastor, he might have gotten 2 more years knocked off. I don't know. It's just wild.
You got to change the laws.
Yeah,
That's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
If this is what the law looks like, if this is the way that it's set up, then we have to change the law.
We. Who's the we? Because we are talking and nothing's going to change.
We have to cause it to change.
Well,
by demanding more from if you are upset about this, if this just is unacceptable to you, pick up the phone call the Member of Parliament's office.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear you standing up in the House advocating about change to gun laws, because if not, if you're silent on this issue, you're not getting my vote anymore.
Well, people will say that until their son, their good son, is charged with 10,000 bullets and 500 guns and all that stuff. And he never did anything before. He's a good boy. Yeah. It's been like this for a long time. They tried with the gun court. You remember everybody carried on?
Mm-hmm.
Here we are again. Yeah. We were where Turks and Caicos was. Mandatory minimum sentences, remember?
So what happened to us?
People like, this is unfair, this is unconstitutional, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do anything. And this is how you end up with... Let's hear what these callers have to say, then we'll get back to your text messages really quickly. Good morning. Let's see if we can take this call. Yeah. All right. You can call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, toll free 242-300-5720. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Joy. Good morning, Laverne.
Hi.
When I heard this as a headline this morning, I had a cup of coffee in my hand, and my coffee dropped on the ground because I could not believe what I had heard. 5 years with possession of all these weapons, inclusive of all of the ammunition, everything, and all the person is getting is 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? You see, we shouldn't have to go to any MP, and have them to agitate for changing the laws, because basically they are lawmakers, and if they are silent on this matter and did not even agitate for this law to be changed, then it means that then in a sense too that they are in agreement. They are in agreement with the way the law is now, and there is no need to upgrade or uplift the law to recognize that we have this scourge in this country. We have people being murdered with these weapons. A person has all these guns and ammunition, and it's more like just a slap on the wrist. So, it's going to take more than just we, the people, to agitate for this. I would have believed that the MPs or those who represent our government would have already been in arms, been at odds and in arms, and basically, been agitating for the change in this law. It's just ludicrous. And then they expect that this manner that we have going on today is going to change. That's not going to change. There are so many things that we should be focused on and fixing as they come about, but it's just as business as usual. I mean, it always comes down to the one thought. Really, when you look at it, who's really benefiting from this situation being the way how it is? We already know that the lawyers have a job to do in terms of getting their client off or arm for them. But we as a concerned people, we have to fix this, because all our lives are basically put at peril because they have the weapons. We don't have anything. We can't defend ourselves. So what are we supposed to do? So it's a bunch of stuff, and I'm really outraged by what I heard this morning. It makes no sense. No sense at all. Let's fix these laws and get these things where they're supposed to be, man. Thanks for taking my call.
All right. Thank you. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning to the right.
Hi.
I do agree with both of you that we have to definitely change this law related to these guns. Now, second crimes of the Bahamas Court was called a VBI, voluntary bill of indictment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the judge then can give you much more sentence than this 5 years. So maybe we need to amend the law to say that when you call it X amount of ammunition or X amount of guns or however you fix it, that you don't have the right to plead in the magistrate court.
Right.
You get a VBI, voluntary bill of indictment.
Right.
Absolutely.
So you get more time.
Yeah. Totally, exactly, because we're hearing it. Everybody's saying the magistrate's court is limited, and this is, this needs to happen. If you were serious about guns, this would have been changed.
Yeah, especially get careful with these AK-47, these Uzis, and all these guns that really, for war, man. And so these guys get more guns and more powerful guns than the police department. You get discouraged that by giving them more time.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
And that's the type of thing we want to hear from the lawmakers. That's what they should be doing. And we'll take this call and we'll get to your messages. We've got to take a break. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, this is Strachan along with you on the line, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Dwight, we need justice law in this country, the Bahamas. I have two questions. The first question is, what's the nationality of the person in which they had gotten those guns and ammunition from?
He's a Bahamian.
That's my first question. The other question, what is he? What did I ask? What did I ask? But anyhow, yes. What is his nationality? I forgot my other question. Got away from me.
He's a Bahamian, 30-year-old Bahamian from the Bahamas, as we are in the Bahamas. 30-year-old
Bahamian or?
Oh my God.
Yes, we got to know.
Yeah. Look him up. Look him up on Facebook. Kyle Carter, 30-year-old locksmith. Quite an interesting Facebook page. Lots of God and Jesus quotes and stuff. Boy, I tell you. This person says, if I were a criminal, I would think, well, I already have guns, so I might as well sell some ammo, so I might as well sell some drugs. I don't understand why you sent this text. Okay. Anyway, we should investigate you. According to the laws of the Bahamas, it's better to take a chance doing crime instead of working or saving and being an upstanding citizen. I don't know if that's true, but it certainly won't do much harm if you are a criminal, it seems, until you're out on bail for murder or some other crime, and then you get something else. But hey, Dwight, these types of sentences are the ones the Attorney General's office can press the system. I don't understand what you're saying. What? They should appeal his sentence and force the Supreme Court to appeal. No, it's not going to happen. Considering that they're traveling to countries with a high rate of crime, why wouldn't you unpack your ammunition?
I'm not even going to respond.
Okay. Yeah. But, I mean, anyway. Okay. They don't want to change laws that would work against them making the big bucks. Crime is money in a law firm's pockets. It'll never change. So another lawyer, yes, confirming that it can't run consecutively. So, hey. Yes, please. Yeah, because the most he can do is 10 years in a magistrate's court.
Right.
Yeah. I don't hear consecutive in the Supreme Court either, though. So it's not like they know that word there.
Well, I agree with the first. I think the first caller that we took who said, "Take it out of the hands of the magistrate." Essentially.
Yeah. This text
when it comes to the seriousness of it or the gravity of it, take it out of their hands.
Mm-hmm. This texter says, Bahamian people are comfortable with a criminal gang running its government. What? No, why did I? Anyway, for some reason...
You wasn't ready for that. You weren't ready for that.
For some reason, I can't get your station on my phone. Please turn off your phone and turn it on again. It needs to reboot. And yeah, we apologize for any inconvenience there. Yes, the reference to the magistrate court to 10 years is, while this needs legislative intervention to respond to the surge, we still have to grapple with the bigger problem that we cannot try our way out of this backlog. If he was facing 50 years, would there be any incentive to plead guilty? And if not, then when would a trial take place in the Supreme Court? I hear you. He's going to be 35 when he gets out. You know, pretty young. I think I was 35 when this show started. Back when I was a young, innocent person. Did not really know the ways of the people of our nation.
Before you became so jaded and cynical.
Before. Oh. So 35 is very young. Oh, man, the world is his oyster. Let's take a break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Decide for your current mortgage by switching to Scotiabank. Enjoy lower interest rates and no payments up to 2 months when you switch to Scotiabank today. Plus, we'll even pay your switch costs. It's that easy. Ready to switch to Scotiabank? Call us today at 242-356-1697 or visit bs.scotiabank.com to switch your mortgage to become mortgage-free faster.
You've seen electric cars on the road, but isn't it time you drive one? Easy Car Sales invites you to experience the smooth, powerful ride and immerse yourself in the luxury and latest tech features. Find out why the Bahamas is going electric. Visit easy242.com and book your test drive now. What are you waiting for? Save money, drive smarter. There's an EV waiting for you at Easy Car Sales.
Don't shop at Sherwin-Williams then. Don't get the best service in the Bahamas then.
The love is really, really strong in Sherwin-Williams. We don't just sell paint. We service you with a smile, good hearts, mind, soul, and body. And we love our customers as much as we love ourselves. Yes. Real talk. I'm not just saying this to impress myself. We love to go beyond with customer service. So they feel delighted to come in Sherwin-Williams because they know I can either see Dee Dee or I can see Shelly, wonderful staff members. We treat our customers with the respect of our boss because there are many paint companies they could choose to go to. No, baby. If they go to some other paint companies, so I'm going to get this little thing at the end of the week.
We want to make sure you get that little ting, Shelley. Come visit Shelley and Dee Dee at Sherwin-Williams Bahamas, and you'll surely find colour in every day.
RBC. Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
Here in the Bahamas, we love our food. From savory comforters to refreshing coconut water, our cuisine reflects our vibrant culture and abundant natural resources. But as our population grows, ensuring food sustainability is more critical than ever. By supporting local farmers and fishers, let's honor our traditions, protect our environment, and ensure that the flavors of our Bahamas endure for future generations.
Food security is in our hands.
Here's to the go-getters, the early risers, and the late-night dreamers. You, the visionaries, painting futures in your mind. In your studio, your office, your sacred space. Explorers of every realm. To you, the innovators, turning the cogs of progress. In a world where connection is a lifeline, a pathway to possibilities. Alive is the perfect connection for everyone, every lifestyle, every day.
Visit bealive.com today.
So I'm flying back to the island, so let's go. When you hear them beating that drum and calypso, na. There's a party going on. Drunk on no till the break of dawn. Sweet music, man,
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And changing gears this morning, we're going to talk about the Bahamas National Youth Guard, getting an update on the program and some exciting things that are happening. We are very pleased to have with us in studio. We've got Chief Petty Officer Kelsey Missick and Alicia Telly. Welcome. Great to have you with us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right. So you just graduated your second cohort?
Indeed. We graduated our second cohort 2 weeks ago.
That is amazing. A lot of people still don't know about the Bahamas National Youth Guard, though. So let's talk about that. What exactly is it? And then we'll get to where you all are now.
Okay. So the Bahamas National Youth Guard was established to give a core group of young Bahamians the tools or the equipment to respond to national disasters and emergencies. It consists of several components, which focuses on youth empowerment, job readiness, and youth advocacy, especially in the form of second chance and volunteerism.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So how many have passed through already?
The first cohort was 64, the second cohort was 35, so just over 100.
Wow. Okay. So tell us about it, how people can be involved in the program and the type of people who've been in it so far. What are we looking at in terms of males versus females, the ages? What have we seen?
Indeed. So the program is for young men and women. You must be between the ages of 18 to 25 years of age. You must be available for 10 weeks of training residing on HMBS Coral Harbor base, for which you will be paid a monthly stipend. After that, there's a 6-week internship program.
Wow.
You'll be paid for that as well. And then you must be available for on-call for 18 months after that. So there's 3 phases.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So the first cohort, what have they been up to?
Well, the first cohort has been, they're in the job world now.
Wow.
They've been assisting at our local NGOs and just making their presence felt in their communities. I don't have those numbers right now, but it was almost even.
Almost even.
Yes, sir.
And what about the second? You saw similar
demographics.
Yeah. Excellent.
Indeed.
Good morning. Is the training for the program only done in New Providence?
Right now, the training program is only done in New Providence. However, we have had persons from all over the Bahamas be a part of the training.
And those from the family islands who wish to participate, they will, at no cost to them, be brought over to New Providence to participate in the program.
Wonderful. And how many, can you say percentage-wise, how many have come from the family islands and Grand Bahama?
I would say about 15 to 20% have come from all over the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And then from the first cohort, we had the training was done in Grand Bahama. So I think it was about 30 to 40% of that first cohort were coming from Grand Bahama.
Okay. Yes. That's wonderful stuff. All right. So you said the first cohort there in the job world. Let's talk a little more about that. Where some of the places they've been stationed or what they are doing at this time.
Well, from cohort 1, we have quite a few that are working in Grand Bahama. So they are on the ground assisting with reconstruction efforts after Hurricane Dorian, which is something that we're very proud of. We have some working at the National Airport Development Company. We have some working, some in training to go into the Defense Force and the Police Force as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, and so what's going to happen with cohort number 2 now?
Well, cohort number 2, we imagine will take a similar path. We have a number of persons who have submitted applications for the Defense Force, Immigration Department, the Prison Department, all over public and the private sector in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them want to go into the uniformed services, so we hope that those young people who for those that are aiming to in the future go into the uniformed services, they can use this program as a way to jumpstart that process and already have some qualifications to get them into the into those forces easier.
That is wonderful. All right, so when's the next one? When can you sign up for cohort number 3?
You can sign up now. You can go to the website.
Yes, nyg.bahamas.gov.bs. Application deadline for cohort 3 is June 3rd, 2024, and the application is open and live now on that website.
Mm-hmm. Is there a cost
No cost.
cost
The
to
program
apply.
is totally free, no cost. And one of the amazing benefits of the program is that you will be receiving certifications from BTVI as well as OSHA and the CERT training, which are great to put on your resume and just great to boost your job readiness skills and your employability.
Based on what you said, Laverne and I can't apply, but who can? Who can and who can't? We missed it. Just a couple years.
Yeah,
Just a couple
by
years.
one
18 to
year.
25. Persons, young men and women 18 to 25, you must be a Bahamian citizen. You must be physically and mentally equipped or capable of going through the 10-week training program. And you must be available to spend that time in Grand Bay. So finally, you must have a clean police record.
Okay, yeah.
And we hope that you would have some interest, of course, in serving the country and volunteering and giving back, giving your time back to the country.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Wow. To those who are thinking about it, is there any way they can get like a little taste of it? They're not sure if they want to. Can they come and see something? What do you say to somebody like, is this for me? I don't know though.
Well, I would direct them to our Facebook page and the Instagram page. We have some like videos on there that show I would say very thoroughly, give a taste of what the program is. You can see some videos there of the cadets doing those drills and calisthenics and marching and stuff like that. And we just recently put out a video showing the graduation and the inspection of the guards that they did, which was executed by Commander Miller and the Prime Minister. And so I would direct them to our socials. You can just search National Youth Guard Bahamas on Facebook or on Instagram, and you can get a closer look at the program for sure.
And when you're applying, do you need to have your grades, your transcripts, anything like that? Do you have to have BJCs, BGCSEs?
There's no academic requirement.
Okay.
No.
Only thing required is a good work ethic and your enthusiasm to get something done.
Wow. And what's the max number you can accommodate in a cohort?
Well, for cohort 3, we're hoping to accept. I would encourage everybody interested to just go and apply as soon as possible for sure.
And how many just graduated again? That was
We had 35 on the last cohort.
all right, so that was a little bit lower. So you're hoping to get it up for this?
Yes,
for this
exactly.
one.
And for this cohort, we're hoping to take in those that are soon to be graduating from grade 12. So if you're graduating and maybe are looking for a summer program or something to do, and also as CPO Missick mentioned, you'll be getting a stipend. So we're hoping to catch those grade 12 students right now.
Right. You said the deadline is June 3rd. So when would this one start?
We hope to start the 30th of June.
Okay. So you're spending Independence there on the base.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay.
Side by side with your countrymen.
Right.
Yes.
Hey, that sounds wonderful. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So this person is asking. So if no academic requirement, but how will you know if somebody's mentally fit?
There is an interview process that they would have to go through. Once you've submitted your application to the portal, it's downloaded. We look at it. You're brought in and you're vetted.
Okay.
And along with the physical assessment, there will be a psychological assessment done by a psychiatrist.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. This is very exciting, and we hope more people take advantage of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, 10 weeks.
10
Yeah,
weeks.
that's going to go by very quickly.
Indeed.
Wonderful stuff. So keep us posted. Definitely come back and let us know. We want to meet some of the cadets at some point.
Yes,
So
that would be great.
we can do that. Yeah,
Great.
all right. Chief Petty Officer Kelsey Missick and Lisa Telly, thank you so much for being here. The Bahamas National Youth Guard. Keep up the great work that you're doing.
Yes. Can I just plug our
Yes.
contact information once more?
Yes. Mhm.
So I would encourage everybody to visit the website, nyg.bahamas.gov.bs, and we can be contacted via phone 500. We also are on WhatsApp for more convenience, 802-2567 or 819-1121. And you can send us an email at nationalyouthguard@bahamas.gov.bs. And that application is live, as we mentioned, at nyg.bahamas.gov.bs.
Excellent.
Yes.
I'm just curious. 30, how many you said?
35 young men and women.
So what do you think happened there? Was it people just... Because there's so many people who are looking for opportunities, but how did they let this slip through? I don't get it.
I'm not sure. I think maybe the timing of it, because the cohort started in March or so I think that people are in school and a lot of young people are working. So I think having it during the summer, we'll get a.
And you said the folks in cohort 1 are working. They're out there.
Yes, working and studying. We have a few at the shipyard in Grand Bahama doing an apprenticeship program.
Wow.
So
yeah, this is an amazing opportunity.
Yes, for sure.
Bahamians,
And
pay attention.
the word is building. The message is getting out there. We have an incredible communications and media team, and so I think awareness in the community is building. Persons are aware that they're going to get world-class training by persons who are leaders in their industry. Training that normally would cost thousands of dollars. You will be paid to receive that training, and at the end of it, you would have built relationship with leaders in the public sector, the defense force, the police, the immigration, the private sector. And so based on those three things, those benefits, I think we're getting a wider group of persons, more awareness is coming up.
Definitely hope so. Thank you so much again. This is
Thank
an
you,
amazing program. Chief Petty Officer Kelsey Missick and Lisa Telly. Again, the Bahamas National Youth Guard. And get in before that deadline, June 3rd. That's pretty soon. So get cracking. You don't have to do too much.
No, not
so at all. It's like so easy.
It's so much that you could in one program. You're getting physical training, mental training, just working on that discipline that a lot of young people need. And then you have an internship opportunity, which a lot of people don't have access to. You can work for the Bahamas Red Cross, the National Airport Development Company, just so many different public and private sector agencies that we're working with that people will then have access to. And if you make a great impression, that might turn into a job opportunity for you in the future. So a lot of things to take advantage of, and we hope that more people will apply and participate in the future.
Definitely. Get the word out.
Yes.
Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to break for news and then be back with Morning Blend Business. Stay with us here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
So I'm flying back to the island, so let's go. When you hear them beating that drum and calypso, na. There's a party going on. Talk and no till the break of dawn. Sweet music, man, it makes everyone lose control. Now everybody, here we go. It's better in the bomb. Everybody, here we go.
We are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
You've heard of electric cars. Now it's time you drive one. Easy Car Sales welcomes you to experience the power and prestige of the latest electric vehicles. Plug in at home for a 65% discount off your gas bill and never get stuck at the pump again. Build your dreams of a better future with a better car, the BYD EV. Visit easy242.com to book your free test drive today. Save your money while driving in style, only at Easy Car Sales.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And this morning we are talking about mortgages, everything you need to know with the folks from CIBC, First Caribbean. I'll still say the First Caribbean part. Yeah, Caribbean. Oh, boy. That's the fancy one. Caribbean. That's how you. Right. We're very pleased to have District Manager Inger Johnson. We have Senior Branch Manager Sharice Archer and Manager of Mortgage and Loan Center, Natasha Clark. Ladies, great to have you all with us again. Welcome back.
It's always good to be here. Good morning.
And Natasha, you can pull that mic down a little bit for you there or tilt the whole thing down. Yeah, there we go. All right. And great. All right, so you have a special promotion going on or what's happening right now?
Well, we are here to talk about our mortgage and auto fair that is actually scheduled to be held this Saturday. At the mall at Marathon Grounds. So as you know, we have a branch that's located at the mall at Marathon.
Mhm.
So right on the grounds, that's right next to the ABM drive-through.
Right.
We'll have everyone there to kind of make sure that we have as much Bahamian people placed in their homes, in their cars. And so we're super excited because this is right in time where we have our Inspired Mortgage campaign going on, right? The market to switch their mortgage from another bank. The bank is willing to pay up to $10,000 to do that. And some other great giveaways. So it's not just for switching, it's for those who are in the market to buy or build. Okay, so if you're in the market to buy or build, we have a super low rate. We don't speak rates on the air, but certainly it's unheard of.
Oh, unheard of.
Unheard of.
And you say it's auto too.
It's
auto and mortgage.
So we're gonna have some auto dealers, and I will talk about who they are, who will be out there on Saturday. So it's gonna be for your full needs. So it's gonna be a one-stop shop.
Okay.
So you may already have your home and you want a car, brand new car. We're gonna have 4 auto dealers out there. And if you're in the market and want to be pre-qualified for your mortgage or to switch, we will have a full force of our lenders, our managers out. I will be out. We're going to have the radio stations out to make sure that everyone with the full breadth and length of the island is going to know.
Okay. All right. So we have a lot to talk about. Laverne, I hear you already have some questions there.
Yes. Just curious. Good morning again. Are you seeing more people coming in inquiring about mortgages post-pandemic? Are you seeing maybe an increase now?
Absolutely so. And we're seeing it for twofold. Either to switch and consolidate or to build. So people are becoming really savvy, really, really smart around investing. So, and it's always important to come on the air and to spread the good news. What is it that you need to do to build wealth? Not frivolous lending. You need to understand, how do you make your money work for you? That is, should I consolidate those high interest rate facilities into my mortgage? How do I leverage my equity or my value that I've built into my mortgage to do other things? So we're seeing a lot of various types of mortgage lending going on.
All right, so let's talk about that.
Also, for someone, I just have one more question. Sorry, Dwight. For someone who is thinking about getting a home, maybe not this year, what are some of the things, maybe 2 years out, right? What are some of the things that they should be doing in order to put themselves in the best position to qualify?
Hi, good morning. Well, the first thing I think is they need to come in to visit a lender, speak with one of our sales specialists, come and visit the branch. We will take your information, we will do an assessment on it, and give you an idea of how much you can qualify for. Based on that amount that you can qualify for, we then taper a plan in terms of savings. So just a ballpark figure, if we're looking at $100,000, your down payment minimum, which is 5%, would be $5,000. Additional costs would be legal and closing costs. That could also be between $5,000 and $6,000. So our discussion would be around your down payment and legal and closing costs and how you can move towards saving for something like that.
So we should take this in order because Laverne's question is great if you're just starting out, all the steps you need to do. What other things do you need? Because I'll get to transferring and switching mortgages in a bit. What other things do you need to be doing if you are getting close to buying. Should you really try? How important is it to have more than the 5% for that down payment?
Well, it's always good to have more. If you have more, then you have more negotiating power, as we call it, right? And but again, with the offer that we have going on with the Inspire Mortgage offering at CIBC, you don't really have to negotiate because the deal is that good that it is an across the table deal, okay? But what we want to, in instances like that, we want to make sure people understand if you have a piece of property now and you're paying on it, or you own it without any balance or any lien, as we would say, then you've built value into it. So that acts as your down payment. And in some instances, you don't have to put $1 into the mortgage piece of it, right? So it's really understanding what you can do. And this is why we're saying, come on out to the fair on Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Mall at Marathon CIBC. Let us assess your full financial picture. And then we will craft, how do we structure your deal? So everybody's situation is, so how do we make this work? You tell us what you want to do. We then tell you if that is achievable. And if it's not, then we give you another alternative. And that is land and investing in land.
Yeah.
If you can't do the full mortgage, don't wait. Get the land.
Those prices aren't going down.
Absolutely.
No,
They're
not
very
at all.
scarce, right?
Oh, my goodness. Wow. All right. So you mentioned, Inga, about leveraging what you have. And so people who are looking at taking equity out of their home already, you mentioned not wasting it on frivolous purchases. What would you call or consider frivolous? What is a good investment versus a frivolous one?
Okay, so I must be honest about that. What's important to you may not be important to me. So we're all different individuals. What I would say personally is frivolous lending or frivolous borrowing is I want to go away this weekend. So I want to borrow $10,000 or $20,000. Is that really important? Is that going to help you? Right? Or should I, if I'm going to borrow for something that's going to be an appreciating asset or something that's going to take me to the next level.
Okay.
But sometimes I think people are not financially savvy. They don't know. So if you don't know, you make bad decisions. And so that is where we come in. We're saying, you don't pay us anything for financial advice. You come in and we tell you where you're at, what you need to do differently, and how do you achieve your goals.
Yeah.
And we help you. So it's a one-stop shop
So
at CIBC.
if I come to you, I'm not finished my mortgage yet, and I say, I want a boat. I'm not gonna do commercial fishing. Just, once a week or once a month, go out and sail around the harbor. Is that frivolous?
Well, it depends on what you're getting it for, as you said. You may want to you may have a business where you're taking people out on tours and you're making money, or you may have already been set financially. Then that's a wish, right? And that may be your choice. But I would say you have to be mindful because tomorrow, right? And investments are going to be key. Land is scarce. So you need to do it today. We're not getting younger, we're getting older.
Yeah.
So the term on your mortgage then also goes with age and retirement and all those good things. So it's a whole gamut that I think individuals are not quite savvy with and knowledgeable with. And that's where we come in at CIBC.
Yeah. What are the things that people need to keep in mind if they're doing the home equity financing? What should they do and not do? Natasha, you want to jump in there?
Okay.
Home equity.
Home equity.
Get right close to that mic there.
Sorry. Equity in your property, you can use it for anything. You may want to upgrade your house, add on landscape. You want to put your children in school, whatever you want to do with once you have equity, you have that option to use it for. Okay?
I guess what's key to that too is that if you have multiple, and this is where we're talking about switching, that you can do a lot of things that's built into that value. You can consolidate those high interest rate facilities like visas and consumer loans and things that are carrying a higher rate than the rate we will offer.
Yeah.
That way you free yourself up a little bit, from cash perspective, right? But it's all in an effort for you to save that amount that you're going to be saving every month, right? By doing this consolidation. So that's how you get your money to work for you, right? It makes no sense you have 5 facilities spread out across different banks if you have value in your property and you can consolidate. So instead of paying $2,000 a month, you may be spending $1,000 a month based on that consolidation, right? And you should save the other $1,000, right, for another investment. So it's how do you get your equity to work for you, but be wise with it.
Yeah. Can you be too old? Are there people who you like, we can't take this chance?
No, not necessarily. I think we won't say you're too old because some professions extend beyond retirement. You can work beyond retirement. So again, the terms that we would look at, it doesn't have to be right within retirement. If you go over a few years, that's okay because we're able to mitigate around how do you pay after retirement, right? But everyone's goal should be to be debt-free at retirement and that you live off of your retirement funds to just live.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, switching. You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
If you want to switch your mortgage, if you want to get, what did you call it, Ingrid? This is on. How did you term it? It was the rates were so unprecedented. No, I think you had a better word.
Unprecedented rates,
Yeah, that's okay.
right?
Yeah, okay.
It's unprecedented.
Unbelievable. Unheard of.
Unheard of.
Spectacular. Okay. And you want to switch. How does that work?
Okay, switching. As Ingrid said, the rates are really, really good. Some of the best in the market. CIBC is known for mortgage lending. This, when a comparison was made several years ago, and this portfolio of mortgage lending. So this is what we do, okay? In terms of switching, you can get up to 3% of the value of your home or up to $10,000. Plus, we are giving you $1,500 towards your insurance. Okay, and in terms of the fees, we're also
That's
giving
in
you
additional to the 10?
Correct.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we're also giving you a discount on the bank fees. So I mean, the overall product itself, when you look at it, it can be beating the market today.
So that 10 can cover the legal fees and any taxes and that kind of stuff.
Most definitely.
Wonderful. Wow.
And that, some other institutions added back to your mortgage. We're not adding it back. That's something we're giving to you.
That's right.
Wow.
So I tell you, CIBC, we've studied the market actually.
Uh-huh.
We've studied the market and we recognize that coming up with 20% is extremely difficult, right? And I think most banks like 20%. It's great if you have 20%, but most people don't. We just have to be realistic. And that's why we built our mortgage product for purchases up to triplexes. So you can live in one and you can rent two. So we finance up to 95%. So what does that really mean to you? 5% down, right? You can do that. People can save towards 5% down. And we give you up to 35 years to repay. So what that ultimately means is that you have a flexible and affordable payment per month. You can still live, right? So again, as Cherie said, we have a huge mortgage portfolio, the lending center, strictly because the volumes are there, right? And we want to see as much Bahamian folks and even investors come to us for mortgages. We want to see them in homes. We want to see people do well. And that's what we're all about, right? We're all about making people's dreams become reality.
Yeah. All right. So who should switch? If you just started out or if you have only, it does make sense if you have less than 10 years left on your mortgage?
Yep.
Even then?
So what do you look at here is what are you getting at your bank? What do you need to do at the moment? And I think one of my colleagues here spoke about you may have kids that are ready to go to college. You may need some improvements done. So you may have a mortgage at another bank and you want to actually achieve all of those things that I've just said. You want to consolidate some high interest rate facilities like consumer loans, visas. You want to get funding for your kid going off to college so you don't have to be worrying about that every year. You can actually use your equity for that. And that person that have a mortgage now at another bank and want to come to CIBC Caribbean, that's who is really geared for this switch. And what do? We pay up to the $10,000 to bring you over. It's just a matter of coming and having that conversation with us on Saturday at the event. And the reason why the event, and I want to make sure that people come out, so our Bahamian listening audience, this Saturday the 25th at the Mall at Marathon branch at the grounds right next to the branch itself, we're going to not only have the CIBC lenders out there, we're going to have everyone that's involved with a mortgage, investment. So we're going to have the appraisers out there, the QSs out there. We're going to have developers out there. So one-stop shop. You get home and property packages. We're going to have realtors. So if it is that you don't see anything at the developer's desk, you're going to go to the realtors. You're going to tell them based on pre-qualification what you're looking for. They will help you. Then we're going to have the attorneys out there who is going to be giving a special on that day. So if you're out to the event and you're in the market to switch your mortgage or to build or to purchase, the attorneys are giving them an amazing deal, okay? And everybody know when you're investing, you should have an estate and a will, right? And so that is free. That's going to be free once you're out there and you're coming in for a mortgage. They're going to have a flat rate, a percentage rate too, and that's unheard of again.
Wow.
So it's good deals that our partners are going to be offering. We're going to have Ashley stores out there as well. We're going to have the furniture store. We're going to have the insurance company out there that can give you quotes on your home as well. So it's going to be a one-stop shop on Saturday. And of course, all of our seasoned, really versed lenders are going to be there, specifically to assist on the home side of it. And then on the auto side of it, we're going to have 4 well-known, but we're going to have all of them out there. Their brand new vehicles are going to be there. So if you're in that market,
Oh, you have cars out there too.
right,
Okay.
and the rate for that is going to be unheard of, guys.
Sorry, how much of an impact would your credit standing or your credit report, or do you quite require or go through, have to have a credit report when to qualify?
So it's best to know what your credit report looks like, right? Credit bureau report. Because we want to make sure that anybody who's going into such an investment is able to withstand those payments on the long term. So it's always best to know where you stand and how then can we help you kind of structure your deal. So it makes no sense you tell me you have 2 facilities and that credit bureau report may say you have 4, right? Just be honest with us. We're going to help you structure it, right? So our whole game is to ensure that we are placing people in their homes. So if we have to structure deals in a way that make it happen, that's what we're here for. CIBC is really, really big on mortgage lending.
I'm really curious. If you find that someone told you they only have 2, but you find they have 4 or 5, do you we don't want to deal with you anymore? Do you do that, or you maybe it was an oversight, or how do you respond to that?
Well, I think the collaboration with the client is always key because in some instances they may have co-signed and they're not aware that it would be their direct responsibility. And you have that or guaranteed. And if you guarantee, you're just as responsible as the borrower, right?
Okay.
So in some instances they either forget because they haven't been the one paying it.
Right.
So sometimes they're innocent. Sometimes it could be, I may have just forgot.
Right.
Forgot.
Or like you say, they didn't realize that co-signing, because the person may be making, right, the payments, or maybe not making the payments, but they didn't realize that how that person is paying their facility is.
Right. Once your name is attached to it, then it becomes a part of your credit bureau report.
Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. So let's talk about the auto side of it. Again, this is, you can be standalone. You don't want a mortgage. You don't have a mortgage, and you can come to this, or is it for people who generally have mortgages and might be looking to upgrade their vehicle?
No, it's for anybody that's in the market for auto loan financing. We will have a special specifically for that day, for Saturday, the 25th, this Saturday, for the 4-car dealers. And if I may, I would want to give a little shout out to who will be there on site. So we will have NMC, NASA Motor Company. We will have Tire Flex, Auto Mall, and Easy Car Sales. All right, so they will all be there on Saturday with a few of their models. And as I said, this what we're going to be offering as far as rate and terms and so forth is going to be a special, right? Just for that day. So we want to make sure that people come out and take advantage of the deals while it's available, right? That's the biggest thing, right? Because come Monday, the deal is different.
Oh, wow.
So why not take advantage of deals on the day? Right?
And you can't tell us any more than that. Yeah. Because that could get a lot of people out there.
But I'll tell you, brand new cars, and just so that, and this is perfect. I'm happy you kind of tricked that out of me. We can finance a brand new car up to 10 years. And what does that really mean? That gives you flexible payments, low and affordable payments, because one, we want people to have the ability to borrow for a home or a piece of property, right? So we don't want to kind of stifle you at 5 years, which gives you such a high payment and you can't qualify for a mortgage in the short term, right? So 10 years gives you a little bit more flexibility. You can decide that you want to pay it off before the 10 years,
Right.
but what it does, it gives you the ability to flex that is also meaningful.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So people always say, every time we do these type shows, people say, "Oh, why are you trying to get people into debt? Why are you trying to get people into buying new cars?" What do you say to folks who are Grinches, I call them like that, who say those things?
Well, the thing is, you must know your pocket. You must know your financial state, right? And believe it or not, at CIBC Caribbean, we will tell you if you're highly leveraged or we don't think that this is a great investment for you at this time based on your overall needs. We will tell you that's what we're here to do, right? But you may have somebody that is in the market right now to purchase a vehicle because the vehicle is giving them problems. Why put so much into another car or a vehicle that's been giving you so much problems? You may find that it's really beneficial for you to purchase a brand new car now, right? That's going to last you for a while, right? And you'll find that it will, it's just overall beneficial if that is for you. So remember, the bank is here to guide you and to give you, options, but it's really up to you on whether or not you want to take that option, right? So, it's not forced, but it's really for what's best for you.
Right. All right, we're getting some interesting text messages here. You can text us as well and call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. This texter is asking, are there any age requirements with mortgages, car loans? How old do you have to be?
Up to the regular retirement age is 65, but we have made exceptions in the past. A lot of it is on a case-by-case basis.
I think they might be asking, but on the young side, how young is too young to get into?
To be 18 years old.
Okay.
To open an account, so in terms of lending, minimum 18 years old. We also, once we look at our assessments, we're also looking at employment term and salary. So that's going to have an impact on whether or not we're able to lend to you.
Right. How long generally do you have to have been working?
The regular requirements is 2 years.
2 years, okay. And do you need to have a prior history of loans or anything like that?
No, we are doing our assessments. We clearly understand that young people are coming in. They're doing very well now in society, and they are coming in looking for loans. So no prior experience. In fact, they don't necessarily have to be customers of CIBC. So we take all of that into consideration.
Okay, excellent. This is of course they do. Anyway, do you offer loans for property only?
Yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything.
Absolutely. If you're in the market to just purchase a vacant piece of property, that's what we're here for too, right?
Competitive down payments, excellent term, excellent rate.
Yeah.
Ingrid said earlier, and that's where we're kind of steering persons now, because if you cannot afford your mortgage today, we encourage you to get a property now. 5 years, 10 years from now, you have the equity in the property, and then you can start billing.
Yeah, absolutely. This texter says, what should a self-employed person bring on Saturday? What do they need?
Well, eventually what we're going to require from you, because it's a little different than somebody who's employed. So we're going to need to have financials, right? To give us an indication of whether or not the business is operating at a profit, see how, the business is operating. For now, we can just go ahead and their needs are, and then the assessment would be a little bit more detailed in the back end. So coming out, they get the actual benefits that's going to be offered at the fair, but certainly there will be a little bit more scrutiny just to determine whether or not we are able to lend after. And that's fine. That's fine. We can do that.
Okay. Two very interesting questions here. This person's asking, because you need a job letter to get a bank account, well, do you really?
A pay slip, or usually we try not to make it very arduous for persons opening an account, but we need to have an idea of the potential activity on the account, and that is garnered by a job letter or a pay slip.
Okay.
Everybody has a pay slip.
Well, this person's saying, because most banks these days will not give you an account if you don't have a business license or a job, how would an artist be able to get a loan?
It's a self-employed artist.
I guess it seems so.
If it's self-employed, it will take on the same features that I just mentioned. But, again, we have business banking managers who will be at the event on Saturday. And certainly they're going to walk them through the process, okay? It's a little bit different than you and I that work for an institution where you can bring a job letter. So there's a little bit more scrutiny, but certainly most employed persons would filter their income through an account, and perhaps we can do what we call a course of accounts or business statements from that.
Yeah, okay. All right. This text is asking, does CIBC lend money for generational properties?
If it's property that, well, the quick and easy answer to that would be if we're not going to hold the generational property, because you can't hold, it's not pledgeable asset, right? So if you have another asset that is with title, good title, and can be pledged, you can use the equity that's in there to acquire. But the thing is, are you going to sell that? I don't think that can be sold. Generation can't build. If we can't hold it, then we can't lend to bill on that. Now, if you have other assets that you want to use the equity to garner some funds to build on your generational property, that's what we see a lot of on the family islands.
Yeah. Okay, this text is asking, can I get a credit report done personally before I apply for a mortgage? I don't want to waste both our times.
Well, the truth
you
of
won't
it
give
is,
financial advice to people, though, so it wouldn't be a waste of time, would it?
it's done initially at the beginning. We do it at the beginning so that we know exactly what we're working with, right? So while we have the conversation with you, you give us all the details up front. The report is then received after. We compare it, and then we move forward. If there's a huge difference or there's an issue, we don't move forward. So nobody's wasting time. We just provide you with guidance as to how you can get on track or what it is we could and can't do.
And that's for free, right?
That's, well, you pay a few, $23, $24 for that.
$27.50.
$27.50.
$25 plus VAT.
Right.
Okay. All right. And can I qualify for a mortgage if I'm working but I get paid in cash? And I do currently bank with CIBC.
Sure. Yep. There's going to be some things that we would verify and conduct our due diligence, and that comes with, I think Sharice would have mentioned, we look at your job, we look at job stability, we look at your expenses, all those good things. But I wanted to just touch back on what she had mentioned. 2 years minimum is the guide, but we have persons that may be under the 2 years, and they may have had continuous employment. So they're moving from one place to the next. We look at that as well.
Yeah.
Or you may not be at the 2 years, and you're new from school, but you've passed probation. Then we're able to lend.
Okay.
Okay, so just to know, that is what guideline
Excellent.
says, but there's some way to mitigate around it.
Wonderful. Personal. What if you have a personal loan with CIBC already, but want to consolidate with getting a property or a vehicle loan? Will that be considered?
Okay. Well, it all depends. So, a unsecured consumer loan cannot be combined with a new auto loan. No, that's something totally different. Okay. However, if you have some other form of asset or security, we can do a consolidation of all. But never mind that. We can perhaps look at a consolidation of a car loan and a consumer loan. We can do that on a one-off if you're
Right.
purchasing a piece of property, you
Yeah.
see? So again, everybody's deal is looked at on its own merit, and we try to find a way to make it work, not to not make it work, all right? We look at all ways in which how we can dissect this, structure this, and so we are very, I should say, innovative and creative with our structuring.
You're going to work with them.
Yeah, we do.
Whatever the situation is. All right. So there's a lot of these questions coming in, similar things. So you need to come out on Saturday. Clearly.
Absolutely.
And all your questions will be answered there, it seems.
Absolutely.
Remind folks what's going to be happening on Saturday.
Mortgage and auto fair. We're excited about it. This is the first in a long time. And we took the time to structure an event and a product that everybody would be happy with. We have excellent partnership. We have, I think it said we have attorneys, we have developers, we have insurance companies, and of course you have our CIBC Caribbean staff who is eager for you to come out on Saturday, have a discussion with us. We're flexible. We're going to seek our very best how we can help you. So, and on the auto side, partners with wonderful vehicles. So we are looking forward to this event on Saturday.
It's a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop. So we know that When you're building, we want a quantity surveyor to be there. So we have quantity surveyor and an appraiser. They both can flex. We have developers. So if you're looking, you don't want the headache of buying the property and building separately. You want to go with a developer that can give you the full package. We have 2 developers that will be there for that. We have real estate agents that's going to be there, companies that's going to be there. If you're in the market and you want something that's already built, then they would actually find it for you. You get pre-qualified from CIBC Caribbean lenders, and you walk over to the realtor's desk. They find something in their gamut of properties for you, or you go over to the developers, and it's one stop for that. And then we have the attorneys, because we know anytime you're purchasing and you're doing anything from a real estate perspective, it has to be properly done legally to have that property transferred into your name by way of a conveyance. So you'll have a little bit of talk with the attorneys that's going to be there as well. And then you're going to have, and also, when you purchase that home, you want to put some furnitures in there, right?
Yeah.
So Ashley will be out as well. And then the insurance part of things, we're going to be giving you. So just to talk about the offering of the Inspired offering. So while you're building and buying, the $1,500 towards the insurance premium is a huge, huge benefit now because the premiums are really high globally, right? So we're going to have the insurance company out as well to give you those invoices on the spot. And so, again, it's going to be a one-stop shop, okay? Even if you weren't in the market to purchase a home at the moment, come on out. You don't know what you're qualified for. We're here to pre-qualify you. You know what you're actually in the market for. And once you're out on that day,
right.
Okay, if you're not out on that day, will the benefit go with you? You're not there for it to go with you, right? So
But you can come in and lock it down for when you are ready to do
lock
stuff?
it down.
Yeah?
Yes, there will be a deadline for that.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we want to make sure. That's why we brought the full shop out. It's one stop. You can make a decision right then and there, or you can work with the realtor, however. But just know that what we offered on that day will be what we're going to
Okay. And again, these deals are going to be so great, you're going to break the bank. I've been saving that one all morning.
That's right.
Ingrid Johnson, Cherise Archer, and Natasha Clark, thank you so much. Ingrid, I'm told to tell you that the Fabulous 5 is tuned in and listening. You'll know what that means, I guess.
Absolutely.
Okay.
High five,
Thank you all so much. CIBC First Caribbean Bank. Appreciate you being here this morning. I had to get it right. Yeah.
Thank
All right,
you.
we're going to take a break and be back with the final few minutes of Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Girl, you see how Cora eye look funny, all black up yesterday?
But she say she bump into a wall when she's running after the churn them.
Yeah, but last Saturday you see her arm was all black and blue, right?
What you saying? You think something wrong between her and Jack?
I ain't sure, but you know Jack is a jealous man. I hear him and Cora last Friday. I hear him say he hear Cora have eyes for Junior.
Now you know that ain't true. Cora is a good woman, does mind her business, take care of them churn, and go to church every Sunday. So what you think we should do?
I think we should report Jack, Cora don't say nothing, but silence hides violence, and we don't want to line up in the cemetery.
Not me. I ain't getting in nobody business, then Jack come after me, and I land up next to Cora.
No, man, we could call a text Crime Stopper. And remember, we can even get some grocery money for our tip.
Remind me again, how does this work?
We can call them in Miami at 328-TIPS or 328-8477 at 300-TIPS or 300-8477. And if you don't have no minutes, use the Crack Crime Bahamas app and we could text them and the messages get all mixed up before it leave your phone so nobody can know what you saying.
So what we waiting on then? Let's go earn some grocery money.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
You hear what Boss Man was saying in the back there just now? About what? The luncheon? Why you always worried about food? No, about how we gotta pay a little more for national insurance. Mildred, you talking fool. I can't afford to pay that. And you always much. Boss still gotta pay. 1st of July, 2024. I think that criminal benefit is what did help my boy Tony through the pandemic. That same unemployment benefit. And guess what? What? Susan, I think she'd get a pregnancy benefit. You mean maternity benefit, eh? So now, we gotta do our part to make sure we get our pension. All right.
For more information, visit niprateIncrease.com.
The signs are clear. It's time to pay less for your current mortgage by switching to Scotiabank. Enjoy lower interest rates and no payments up to 2 months when you switch to Scotiabank today. Plus, we'll even pay your switch costs. It's that easy. Ready to switch to Scotiabank? Call us today at 242-356-1697 or visit bs.scotiabank.com to switch your mortgage to become mortgage-free faster.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. New car sales are up in the first quarter of 2024 with expectations of strong growth during the remainder of the year. That's according to Bahamas Bus and Truck General Manager Ben Albury, who is also the Vice President of the Bahamas Motor Dealers Association. Albury telling Guardian Business that based on the way the end of last year was for the BMDA, he knew this year's trend of higher sales on new cars would continue into the first quarter. You can read more about that in today's Guardian Business section. Celebration Key, Carnival Cruise Line's private $600 million port in Grand Bahama, will have one of the largest freshwater lagoons in the Caribbean, as well as Bahamian food trucks. That's according to the cruise line and its latest reveal of offerings at the port that's currently under development. CCL revealing that Starfish Lagoon will be a tropical playground and paradise for children of all ages as well as their parents. And more, you can read about that as well in today's Guardian Business section. Tropical Gyro's Freeport location, we've heard about that. It's set to open on Friday after months of preparation and will hire up to 40 Bahamians. Owner, Chef Kevin Culmer, telling Guardian Business that the Freeport restaurant will have a late-hour deck that will be open until 2 a.m., along with having the ability to serve alcohol. And as the country moves closer to what is expected to be the first of many rate increases imposed by National Insurance Board, Triblock HR Chief Executive Officer Duran Humes is urging Bahamian companies to use technology to stay on top of their employees' contributions to the fund, especially in light of increased enforcement by NIB. Humes explained that with the rate increase looming, the use of digital and human resources today management of staff affairs in order to remain accurate and compliant. Overseas, Inflation in the UK fell sharply to its lowest level in nearly 3 years in April on the back of big declines in domestic bills. Official figures today from the Office of the National Statistics and Inflation saying that inflation, as measured by Consumer Prices Index, fell to 2.3% in the year to April, down from 3.2% in March. It's the lowest level since July 2021, when the global economy was still being held back by the coronavirus pandemic. The fall also takes inflation nearer to the Bank of England's target rate of 2% and is likely to pile pressure on its 9-member rate-setting panel to cut interest rates from the current 16-year high of 5.25%. And Target posting a decline in quarterly revenue as still higher prices on essential spending. The Minneapolis retailer also delivering profit results that were below analyst expectations and issuing a muted profit outlook. It posted its fourth straight quarter of declines in comparable sales, those from stores or digital channels operating at least 12 months. But Target said it expects that it will get back to quarterly sales growth this quarter. Sales slumped nearly 10% in pre-market trading on Wednesday. Target is looking for ways to reverse softening sales. On Monday, it said it would cut prices on thousands of consumer basics over the next several months, from diapers to milk, in a bid to entice customers who are looking for deals. It's also trying to make shopping at Target more convenient and enjoyable to better compete with Walmart and Amazon.com. Closer to home in your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday. Your market movers: Consolidated Water up 25 cents, closing at 5.87. Emira Incorporated down 7 cents, closing at 8.96. The BISX All Share Index closing at 2,939.07, up 0.18. That's your Market Watch. And that is your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. Today, Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. Laverne Gardner, how's Grand Bahama Power Company treating you over there?
Well, I don't know if you saw my rant a couple of days ago. No, but I told you about it. I was out of power for 6 hours and 29 minutes. That was last week, Thursday. Since then, just about every day or every other day, I have experienced some sort of a power outage.
What? Did you move to Nassau and not tell me? I don't understand.
I did not.
Okay, but you all have been having a lot of severe weather, right? I mean...
Yeah, so we've been having a lot of lightning and thunderstorms.
And the day when your power was off, that was the day of the hail incident? Was that the same day?
Was it? We didn't have hail that morning.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So that can't be
the power had gone out the night before, and it came on maybe around 9:30, and then it went out. Actually, went out while I was on air.
Oh yes, I remember that was Thursday.
Yes, right.
Oh yeah, it was before the hail.
At that point, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't have any hail or anything like that. At that point, the weather had started to improve, and the sun had come out, and all of that good stuff. But the power was off for 6 hours and 29 minutes.
So the utility companies have decided to revolt against us. That's all we can. That's the only conclusion we can come to. So Grand Bahama Power Company's having issues. BPL, of course, issues is its middle name. So this was so. It's actually funny, but so sad that oh boy. Anyway, so yesterday, number of outages yesterday. Lightning activity in eastern New Providence is responsible for the outage impacting customers in Elizabeth Estates, Fox Hill, Twynham, Yamacraw, and Winton areas. A team is en route to the area. What's funny is all the comments We're like, well, I'm off. I'm nowhere near east. All right, there's everybody. What about this place, which is on the western side of the island? What about this place, which is in the south? What about here, which is the west, like northwest? Like they were nowhere near the east, and it was like Millennium Gardens, which is. So a few minutes later, they had to post something else. We have several outages following the recent thunderstorm. Affected areas include. Now, this is clearly all of New Providence. Chippingham, Sunshine Park, Pride Estates, Flamingo Gardens, Pinewood, Fire Trail East.
Rather than make a list, just say all of New Providence is it being impacted in some way?
Everywhere.
Right.
And the comments are, I mean, if you're down and in the dark and you have data and your phone isn't about to die, that's one way to pick up your day. Read the comments on a BPO post.
Typically that's how I would pick up my day, but GB Power turned off their comments on the Facebook.
Oh, really? Are you serious?
Yeah. Because I would entertain myself with all of the comments to pass the time, and there were no comments to be had or made.
No.
And then that was during last week. And then on their page, there wasn't an update. There was an update on ZNS, the Northern Services page. And so people were commenting under that because you couldn't comment under GB Power's page anymore.
No, that should be against, I mean, you can't say the law.
Listen,
it's
the
their
power
page.
is off. I need some sort of entertainment. It's very creative.
If people are paying for this service, they should have the right to comment on your Facebook page about it, no?
Apparently, no.
I mean, I could see if you're a totally private entity like Baby Garden Radio, you don't have the right to comment, but no one's stopping you. Anyway, hopefully.
Yeah, GB Power is totally private though. So,
No, but you're a customer.
You
You're
still
paying.
have the right to comment.
You're a paying customer. Yeah, it's a little different.
For sure.
Right.
But they were not having those comments.
Oh my! I guess it hurts. It hurts. Well, we will see. Again, it's only May. The summer's not here yet. So maybe we need to end the show with gospel music so that to help us make it through the day. Prayers and gospel music.
Yeah, prayer and praise.
God knows. It's supposed to be a little bit cooler today, though. So maybe we'll be okay. Maybe we will be okay. Of course, that hasn't stopped the show in wintertime either. But hey, Laverne, thank you so much for being here today.
Always a pleasure.
You get to sleep in tomorrow.
Yay.
Yeah. Good for you. I'll be back tomorrow.